3. This woman is a lesbian. Be careful. In the military hospital where I worked as a nurse's aide, the walls of the halls were lined with howling women waiting to deliver or to have some parts removed. One of the big private rooms contained the general's wife, who needed a wart taken off her nose. We were instructed to give her special attention, not because of her wart or her nose, but because of her husband, the general. As many women as men die, and that's a fact. At work, there was one friendly patient already claimed, a young woman burnt apart with X-ray. She had long white tubes instead of openings, rectum, bladder, vagina. I combed her hair. It was my job, but she took care of me as if nobody's touch could spoil her. Ho, ho, death, ho, death, have you seen the twinkle in the dead woman's eye? When you are a nurse's aide, someone suddenly notices you and yells about the patient's bed and tears the sheets apart so you can do it over and over while the patient waits doubled over in her pain for you to make the bed again, and no one ever looks at you, only at what you do not do. Here, General, hold this soldier's bedpan for a moment, hold it for a year, then we'll promote you to making his bed. We believe you wouldn't make such messes if you had to clean up after them. That's a fantasy. This woman is a lesbian. Be careful. When I was arrested and being thrown out of the military, the order went out, don't anybody speak to this woman. And for those 3 long months, almost nobody did. The day room, when I entered it, fell silent till I had gone. They were afraid. They knew the wind would blow them over the rail, the cops would come, the water would run into their lungs. Everything I touched was spoiled. They were my lovers, those women, but nobody had taught us how to swim. I drowned. I took 3 or 4 others down when I signed the confession of what we had done together. No one will ever speak to me again. I read this somewhere. I wasn't there. In World War II, the US Army had invented some floating amphibian tanks and took them over to the coast of Europe to unload them. The landing ships all drawn up in a fleet and everybody watching. Each tank had a crew of 6, and there were 25 tanks. The first went down the landing planks and sank. The second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the 6th went down and sank. They weren't supposed to sink. The engineers had made a mistake. The crews looked around wildly for the order to quit, but none came, and in the sight of thousands of men, each 6 crewmen saluted his officers, battened down his hatch in turn, and drove into the sea and drowned until all 25 tanks were gone. Did they have vacant eyes? Die laughing, or what? What did they talk about, those men, as the water came in? Was the general their lover?